welcome to The Journal. Coming to you from Berlin, I'm Don Jordan, and here are the top Journal news stories at this hour. Final decision. Germany tells Italy there will definitely be no extradition request for Kurdish guerrilla leader detained in Rome. And turning the tables. Japanese students protest Beijing human rights violations, while Chinese president demands Tokyo apologize for past atrocities. And here in Germany, it's a cloudy Saturday with a little rain and temperatures above freezing. Italy says it may be forced to expel Kurdish guerrilla leader Abdullah Öcalan after Germany announced on Friday that it definitely will not seek his extradition from Rome. Öcalan was arrested in the Italian capital over 2 weeks ago on the basis of a German warrant. But Chancellor Gerhard Schröder says Germany will not request his extradition because a trial here might provoke violence between Germany's Turkish and Kurdish minorities.
The Chancellor may have taken his time before making a decision, but when he finally did meet with D'Alema on Friday, Schröder made Germany's position very clear. Bonn, he said, would definitely not ask for Öcalan's extradition. Schröder asked for Rome's understanding. If Öcalan were brought to trial in Germany, open conflict could be triggered between Germany's large Turkish and Kurdish communities.
The question is whether we want to import this conflict to Germany. We've decided to act in the interests of peace in our country.
D'Alema showed understanding for Germany's fears. Italy and Germany are now going to work together to bring Öcalan before a European court. Meanwhile, on a political level, both countries have agreed to urge the European Union to offer Turkey help in finding a political solution to the conflict with its Kurdish population. Chancellor Schröder has received cross-party support for this suggestion and won praise from at least some political analysts.
I think it's a sensible decision. Germany's duty doesn't extend to importing the civil war that's going on between Turks and Kurds in Turkey. And I think the Chancellor's decision is also in the best interests of the Turkish and Kurdish communities in Germany.
The Kurds demonstrating for Öcalan on the streets of Bonn also seem pleased with the Chancellor's decision, at least the first part of it. But the idea of bringing Öcalan before an international court sparked indignation.
If Öcalan is to be tried by an international court, so should Turkey, not those who also defend the rights of their people.
The German government is pressing on all sides for a political solution to the Kurdish conflict and trying to link this with the Öcalan case.
Ich möchte nur so viel hinzufügen, dass
There's no question about it. If Turkey moved in the direction of finding a political solution to its domestic conflict, that would simplify the legal questions regarding Mr. Öcalan considerably.
But Ankara has rejected the offers to broker peace. The Turkish government views its struggle against the Kurdistan Workers' Party as a purely domestic affair, and it continues to demand Öcalan's extradition.
Student protesters twice interrupted a speech by Chinese President Jiang Zemin at Waseda University in Tokyo on Saturday. Jiang repeatedly spoke of the need to resolve issues from World War II in order to move relations between the countries forward. It was the 4th day of Jiang's 6-day visit to Japan.
The demonstrators were protesting against China's human rights record. Police arrested 3 of the students whom they described as radical leftists. Students also staged protests in front of the university, where they displayed banners calling for an end to Jiang's government. The Chinese president didn't react to the protesters' shouts and continued his speech, in which he again reminded Japan of its World War II past. Some 35 million Chinese were killed during the occupation by Japan from 1937 until 1945.
A final decision in former Chilean dictator Augusto Pinochet's case has been postponed. Britain's Home Secretary Jack Straw now has until December 11th to decide whether to extradite Pinochet to Spain, where he's wanted on charges of murder, torture, and genocide.
On Friday, Chile's Foreign Minister José Miguel Insulza flew to London to ask his British counterpart Robin Cook to release Pinochet on the grounds of his age and poor health. But Cook has insisted this is a legal and not political matter, and that he cannot influence Home Secretary Straw. At the British Embassy in the Chilean capital, Santiago, Pinochet's supporters again demonstrated to demand the former dictator be freed. Britain has closed its consulate in Chile's second-largest city, Valparaiso.
U.S. President Bill Clinton on Friday refuted impeachment charges in answers to 81 questions from the House of Representatives Judiciary Committee. Clinton admitted misleading the public and top aides regarding his affair with former White House intern Monica Lewinsky, but insisted he had not obstructed justice or committed perjury. The House committee plans to vote during the second week of December whether to introduce impeachment proceedings against the beleaguered president. France has revised its policy on Africa to rely more on mediation and less on military intervention. That is being evidenced at the Franco-African Summit, now in progress in Paris, with 49 nations attending, among them those involved in the conflict in the Democratic Republic of Congo, the former Zaire. French President Jacques Chirac intends to take them to task.